Good early afternoon. We are live. I'm Andy Andrews. You've just joined us on the Blue Plate Special, where we have lunchtime learning and laughter. I think today we're going to have more laughter than learning, but, you know, might learn what you like to laugh at. We got a really good show planned for you today. We're here in beautiful downtown Orange Beach, Alabama, in the financial district, in the skyscraper of Orange Beach. We're in the top floor of the tallest building in Orange Beach, I think. The second floor here at the wharf, the studio. And this is the shirt I'm wearing today from Sand Dollar Lifestyles, the clothing coordinator for Mr. Andrews. So, hey, glad you're here. We got a whole bunch of people here in the studio today, and we have the hot tubs set up. Everybody's in hot tubs and having a good time. So the water's not too hot, is it? I know you guys can't see this at home, but they're right behind you here with drinks and bubbles and everything. So, Marcy Crosser Taylor, Wendy in Pasco, Washington. Your mom died Saturday. So sorry. So sorry, Marcy. Jude DeWitt, good morning from Spokane Valley. Martin Simmons. Yeah, I know what that is. Perfectly good hoot owl, just plain wasted. And that is a line from the Andy Griffith Show that Briscoe Darling said. Perfectly good hoot owl, just plain wasted. Sandy Atkins, hello from El Salvador. I love your show. It feels like home. So I'm guessing El Salvador is not home, but thank you. We're glad. Sue Yearwood, Sue in Defeniac Springs, Florida. We got them from all over the world. Christy Woods, my sister. Hello. Hello, Christy. Christy, wait till you hear what we have today. Heather Olson says, hey, and I'm sure you shared, Heather, so you always do. I appreciate it. Heather in Salt Lake. Gina Christmas. Hey, Gina Christmas. How are you doing? One of my favorite people, favorite holiday and everything. Dave Huco, good afternoon, buddy. We got a whole bunch of people watching today, cast of the regulars, and we're seeing the numbers just balloon into the trillions. And we have like a couple of thousand people in the studio audience today. So that's awesome. That's just awesome. We've had to bust out the back wall to carry all the hot tubs. And Leslie Ann Tarabella, author, she is here. Leslie Ann is a contributor to Wisdom Harbor and best-selling author. We love Leslie Ann here. John Mason Smith. Hey, buddy. How are you doing from Amelia Island? Shane Goddard. You got new people coming in. Just grab a hot tub and go on. Shirley Greenfield Cole from Amarillo, Texas. And I'll say again, I've driven in Texas, and it seems like everywhere you are in Texas, you're 200 miles from Amarillo. Sue Ann Marks Blackburn from snowy Iowa. She's from Iowa. So do you remember this, Sue Ann? We are from Iowa. Really? I thought you people said Iowa. We do, but we don't allow anybody else to do it. Remember that? That is from The Music Man. Keith Schroyer from Vincennes, Indiana. Lori Hughes, good morning from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. You have an outdoor snow globe. And yeah, we do down to here, and somebody shook us last night. Deborah Zollner, Minnesota. It's got to be very cold up there. All right, we're gonna get going. All right, we're gonna do a predictions show. Predictions for 2024. This is very serious. So just get your serious face on. We got three kinds of predictions that we're going to reveal to you today. One is predictions from the past like media, movies and books, and that they made about 2024 in the past. And we're going to see what they said. Then we're going to the those tabloid gophers. You know, those crazy people in the tabloids that they're mediums. You know, they're psychics, and so we're going to see. You know, they just made their predictions. They have just now made, and then we're going to examine my predictions for 2024. Mine are the more serious of them, I'm sure. Okay, so Mike Wagner of Ogden, Utah. This is it Utah? Was it Utah? Iowa. Ogden, Iowa. More people from Iowa. Yeah, that's awesome. And Gina Williams from Jackson, Alabama. Jackson, Alabama, home of my grandmother and my grandfather, where my dad and my sister graduated from high school in Jackson, Alabama, the Jackson Aggies. What is an Aggie? I'm not really sure. Is that like an agricultural term? I'm not sure. Everybody out here, we got one person nodding, and everybody looking at him. So I'm going to go with that agricultural term. Okay, predictions from the past. The 1960 movie Beyond the Time Barrier. Maybe we ought to say that with some with some reverb. Beyond the Time Barrier offers a very bleak image of 2024, which, you know, I think that's what they specialize in. If they're writing future books or future movies, it can't be happy, you know. It's got to be bleak, I guess. And so it's a bleak image. Most of humanity has died. And those who are left live in a single subterranean city called the Citadel. And the survivors are all mutated. They can't hear, talk, or reproduce. Now, what movie was that? It was a movie called Beyond the Time Barrier. I gotta say, when you have a cast in a movie that, I mean, this is the cast, because you're talking about the people who are left. You got a cast in a movie that can't hear, talk, or have sex. That's a pretty boring movie there. I mean, there ain't no talking, nobody's hearing anything, and they're not fooling around. That's got to be the most boring movie of all time. It's a bleak future, but that was a bleak movie. Okay, on a 1964 episode of the television show The Outer Limits, and they used to do that, the Outer Limits, and that show was like a rip-off of The Twilight Zone. You know, The Outer Limits came after The Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone, I forget what network they played on, but The Outer Limits, another network, came up with that. But they didn't have Rod Serling going, consider, if you will, a man stuck in a box. You know, I mean, whatever it was. Okay, so the show Outer Limits said that in excuse me, in 2024, the American space program will be routinely sending manned missions to Mars. This is in 2024. However, after one disappears on the red planet in 2021, an exploratory mission 3 years later, in 2024, uncovers the existence of flesh-hungry crab sharks, which pretty much puts an end to the Mars program. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is probably why we aren't there. Because somebody watched that movie and said, we're not going there. We're not doing that. Okay. The 1991 film Highlander 2. Here's some good news, bad news from the movie Highlander 2. It was the time travel thing set in 2024. Here's the good news. Engineers have figured out how to solve climate change by devising and installing an artificial ozone layer. The bad news. A powerful corporation takes control of the ozone layer and threatens to destroy it if it doesn't get what it wants. All this in 2024. All right. There's a 2014 novel written by John Michael Greer, and it's called Twilight's Last Gleaming. And so this is taking place in 2024. And I got to say, this is like a depressing book. It must be. First of all, it depicts a tumultuous presidential election year. How would one ever guess that? Okay. Desperate for economic growth and falling behind as a superpower, the U.S. government invades the African nation of Tanzania to take over its oil reserves. That angers Tanzanian ally China, which launches a war on the United States. You know, only a few years ago, all of us would have said, well, that's stupid. That'll never happen. Hard to say that now, isn't it? Okay, here are the current psychic predictions for 2024. Now, these are current psychics that have made current predictions about 2024. London-based astrologer and medium Nicholas Ajula, who says he accurately predicted the COVID-19 pandemic, Prince Harry's scandalous interview with Oprah Winfrey, and the death of Queen Elizabeth. Okay, so now this guy now says, and this is a stunning prediction. I'm just going to warn you, just kind of sit back in your chairs so you don't fall out when you hear this. He predicts that oil prices will rise in 2024. Oh, he's going out on a limb on that one, isn't he? Okay, he also predicts this one, Kim Kardashian will evolve from a reality TV star into a respected literary figure after publishing a book. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, she didn't finish high school, for God's sake. And I'm thinking that publishing a coloring book is not going to make her a respected literary figure. Okay, here's another tabloid medium, John Cohan. He focuses on celebrity news that is yet to transpire. He correctly predicted the Queen's death. In 2024, he says, Meghan Markle will attempt to get back into acting, but her project will flop. He also predicts that long-divorced power couple Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston will reunite. And that last year's biggest celebrity pairing, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, will fizzle out in the new year. Now, you're going out on a limb with that too, you know. Taylor Swift, she's only dated like 40 people, you know, and now she's dating a football player, right? It's amazing to me. I mean, you know how much Taylor Swift concert tickets cost? Do you know how much they cost? Yeah, I don't either. But they're a lot. They're a lot. And a couple of weekends ago, it was leaked that Taylor Swift was going to a Kansas City Chiefs game, that she was going to be there to watch her boyfriend. And across the board, the ticket prices rose because she was going to be there. So, I mean, for a long time, you couldn't afford to watch Taylor Swift. Now we can't afford to watch Taylor Swift watch something. Okay, Craig Hamilton Parker works as a medium. What is work as a medium? He works as a medium. That's what the article said.
I guess he doesn't enjoy his job.
What?
I guess he doesn't enjoy his job.
I guess. Yeah, he's having to work. Oh, got to lay out some of these predictions. Anyway, he says he connects the living with the dead and is therefore privy to all kinds of information about future events. Are dead people supposed to know about the future? He connects the living with the dead, so therefore he is privy to knowledge about future events. Oh, if I could just contact the ghost of my grandmother, I'd know what was going to happen tomorrow. What is that? That's just ridiculous. But that's what he says. He also predicted the death of Queen Elizabeth and the presidency of Donald Trump. In a 2-hour-long YouTube video, which I predict you would be bored watching, he laid out his visions for 2024. He says Russian President Vladimir Putin will die of natural causes this year, but will be replaced by a brutal female dictator named Natasha. Not really, I just added that part because it sounds cool, doesn't it? A brutal dictator named Natasha. I mean, if we had a brutal dictator in the world named Natasha, then she would be Natasha, no matter what her last name was. I mean, it wouldn't be like Natasha Coleman or anything like that. It would be Natasha. I mean, she would be like Cher or Dolly or Charo. You know? I mean, what the heck was Charo's last name? Charo Williams. I don't think so. But I mean, when you're just not, so she would be Natasha. All right, so Putin's going to die of natural causes. And Natasha's going to take her. Meanwhile, now this one bugged me. This is why I included this in here. Meanwhile, a massive but non-destructive earthquake will hit half the United States and most of Mexico, but no one will die. How do you have a massive non-destructive earthquake? I mean, he's not just making predictions now, he's making up words. I mean, he's just making stuff up. Okay, here's one. Her name, she actually just died. I wonder if she predicted her own death. Baba Vanga was a medium from India who routinely offered psychic predictions until her death in 1996. She was called the Nostradamus of the Balkans and left detailed predictions of events to come for thousands of years into the future. Here's what Baba Vanga said about 2024. This is about 2024. Russian President Vladimir Putin will be assassinated by someone from his inner circle. Okay, so now we got two psychics like button heads. Natural causes. No, he's assassinated. No, it'll be natural. No, he will be assassinated by someone from his inner circle. Second prediction or the other one that I included here, because she made thousands of predictions. Okay, this is the one I included here. Scientists will grow fully adult humans in labs. These humans will not be named. Rather, they will be numbered and used for hard-to-fill jobs. Up to 1 million of these lab-grown humans will be completed in the first month of 2024. Lab-grown adults. My phone's ringing? Hello? Yes. Thank you for contacting me. We do have some yard work that we need doing. Okay, so they're going to show up tomorrow? 2 of them? What are their names? No names, just, okay, they're number 113 and 114. Okay, thank you. All right, bye-bye. Hey, I've got some lab-grown humans coming to work in my yard tomorrow, if you want to see them. Okay, Jemima Packington is a woman from Bath with the ability... I just got to stop and just say, I just love this. That if I was going to do a movie about a predictor, a medium predictor, I would use this one, because this one, it has the ring of truth. She's a woman from Bath, England, with the ability to predict the future, Jemima Packington, and she predicts the future by throwing asparagus spears into the air. Based on how they land, she is able to see what is to come. She correctly predicted the Queen's death. Jemima's predictions for 2024 include an increase in female referees officiating sporting events. It's stunning, isn't it? Listen to this one, though. There will be world leaders who will die. I mean, that one just comes out of the blue. Mental health will continue to be an important cause. There will be public figures in trouble for abusing the system and profiting from illegal actions. Well-paid television personalities will lose their jobs. And regime changes will take place throughout the world as people grow tired of their leaders. I mean, this is just stunning stuff. I mean, you talk about just putting your reputation on the line with that. The asparagus lady. Good grief. Okay, so this is my favorite one. Now, you know, we've been making fun of these people like, world leaders will die. Really? Could that possibly happen? Okay, and so you think if you're going to do this, if you're going to work as a medium and make predictions, unless you're crazy, you know you're faking it. And so you would tend to make predictions that would have a likelihood to come true. It's just like, you notice how everybody predicts the death of the Queen of England. Well, my God, she was 140. Of course, everybody predicted that. She had been Queen of England since Charlemagne. I mean, of course, she's going to die. Yeah, of course she's going to die. So, everybody, yeah, I predicted that death. No, oh, really? All right, but this one is my favorite because psychic medium Nikki, who has been featured in many national publications and talk shows over the years, she makes hundreds and sometimes thousands of predictions for the new year, touching on everything from death to supernatural topics to the royal family. Okay, but this woman, Psychic Nikki, here are some of Medium Nikki's predictions for 2024. And I just love these predictions because they are the opposite of the kind of predictions we've heard before. Right, here's prediction number 1. Armadillos will invade New York City. What? A half man, half dolphin will be discovered. Someone in a supermarket will buy a pineapple, go home, cut it open, and find millions of dollars inside. Millions of dollars will also be found in an egg. This lady is great. How dialed in is she? A compound will be found full of people over the age of 100. Once discovered, those that live there will share their secrets to life. Medium Nikki also says, a 38-pound baby will be born at some point this year. I love this one. A hula dancer will break into the White House. A hula dancer will break into the White House. A lobster the size of a great white shark will be found somewhere in Nova Scotia. She not only knows what crustacean it is, how big it is, but where it's going to be found. I mean, this is a woman that's very specific in her predictions. And here's her last one that I just loved. A purple moose will be found in Minnesota. I think we can write that down. And I think that when that purple moose is found, or that lobster the size of a great white shark, or that hula dancer breaks into the White House, I think we can all say, we knew that was going to happen. We knew that was going to happen because we kind of follow Medium Nikki. Marcia Cross Taylor says she needs a doctor. I wonder what she's taking. She may be taking PR pills. You know, she may be taking, I mean, she may be taking that kind of pill that says, okay, this is what everybody's doing, and everybody thinks they're crazy. I'm just going to do the exact opposite and kind of poke fun at it, because of all the mediums and psychics that I researched on this, people kept referring back to her. Yeah, what about the lady that says a hula dancer is going to break into the White House? What about the lady that says a purple moose will be found in Minnesota? What about the guy who predicted the Queen would die? Oh, the heck with him. Let's talk to the lady with the lobster the size of a great white shark in Nova Scotia. All right, now we're going to go to Andy's predictions for 2024. These are my predictions, and I must say, I am not a medium. I'm an extra large, and I do not profess to be a medium, never have been a medium. Even as a child, I was not a medium. As long as I remember, I've been a large, and now I'm an extra large. So, not a medium, but these are my extra large predictions for 2024. A scientist who has Alzheimer's disease will discover the cure for Alzheimer's and cancer, and is scheduled for a press conference in Geneva, Switzerland, to reveal the secrets. Unfortunately, at the press conference, He cannot remember either formula and has forgotten where he put his notes. It's my medical prediction for 2024. Okay, here's my political prediction, my extra large political prediction for 2024. Either Monday, August 19th or Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, in Chicago at the Democratic National Convention, President Joe Biden will announce that for the good of the country, due to health concerns no one has noticed, he will step down as the Democrats' nominee for re-election. At that point, the Democrats will present Michelle Obama as their nominee. Not really funny, but that is my extra large political prediction for 2024. You remember, you heard it here first. August 19th or August 20th of this year. Okay. Here is my, my celebrity prediction. And I don't want to name this person because I don't want to cause him trouble before it actually happens. And because this is going to happen, of course, because I'm predicting it. And I don't want to cause him trouble. I'm just going to wait and let it happen. But a very famous British actor working on a movie in America will be canceled, shunned, and his entire life ruined because he was videoed in a bar referring to a cigarette the same way the English and Australians have referred to cigarettes for 100 years. What he said was, "Where can I get a fag around here?" And for that, he was shunned. He was canceled. But that's what they call cigarettes in Australia and Great Britain. And never mind that that's what they call them. He said it here. So he will be shunned and canceled. Okay, here is my sporting extra large prediction. Now this one is a little involved, but follow me here. The 2024 college football season will end with Alabama coming close, but again, not winning a national championship. The national championship will be won by Georgia. Head coach Kirby Smart will then shock Georgia fans by taking a head coaching position in the NFL. The following year, 2025, will see Nick Saban win his 7th national championship with the University of Alabama's Crimson Tide. This will be his 8th overall. The day after that game, Saban will announce his retirement. 1 week after Saban's retirement announcement, Kirby Smart will declare his distaste for professional football and announce that he has taken the head coaching position at the University of Alabama. He will be the highest paid head coach in the history of football, a mark that will include college and NFL coaching salaries. At the end of Kirby Smart's long career, he will reveal in a highly publicized autobiography that the 9 years he spent coaching with Nick Saban at Alabama were the foundation of his success. He will also reveal that before he left for Georgia, Saban promised to give Smart a heads up a year before he retired, and that if Smart would take an NFL job during that year, the fallout would not be so great from Georgia fans when he returned to coach Alabama. Regardless of how well their secret plan worked for Saban and Smart, and despite the fact that Smart brought 3 national championships to Georgia in a 4-year period, Georgia fans continue to refer to Kirby Smart as Satan and burn him in effigy before every home game. That's going to happen. That's going to happen. Nick figured out how to do it when he left LSU for the NFL. And then a year later, showed up at Alabama. And despite Nick having brought LSU their first national championship in 50 years, they still hate his guts. Okay, here's the last one. This is my extra large prediction for the entertainment industry. Okay? Follow me closely, because this will happen. In 2024, comedian Bill Cosby will be released from prison and turn his back on comedy, saying that things just aren't as funny as they used to be. He will announce his intention to delve into music and create a music career. He will connect with Johnny Cash's daughter, Roseanne, and convince her to be the first member of his band. Soon after, he will also sign opera singer Beverly Sills and former television anchor woman Connie Chung. I predict that at first there will be squabbles about the name of the band, but that the four will finally settle on the name Cosby, Sills, Cash, and Chung. Good luck to them. That's my predictions for 2024. Well, I wonder if that's going to be the last 2024 show we're going to do. Maybe not, because this is fun. This is fun. I think if I had to be a predictor, I would probably like to be a predictor like Medium Nikki. I wouldn't want to be, I wouldn't want to be standing out there and predicting that. Who's the guy in the Stones? Keith? The Rolling Stones?
Yeah, Keith Richards.
Keith Richards. I wouldn't want to be predicting he's going to die every year until he does. I mean, he looks like he died 10 years ago, but I wouldn't want to, and then say, hey, I predicted Keith Richards' death. Hey, I predicted the Queen's death. I would want to be the one saying, there will be a snowstorm in Key West that lays down 3 feet of snow. And for the first time ever, the Key West Cultural Center holds a snowman competition. I would want to say something like that. I would want to say something like the Purple Moose. The Purple Moose in Minnesota. Melanie Martin, you're listening. When did you start listening? Heather Olson says, hi, Jenny Yao Hendricks. Well, it's time. Marcy Cross-Taylor says, thank you for the laughs today. I'm glad you got to laugh a little bit, Marcy. Dina Kilpatrick, thanks, Andy. Team, have a great day. You guys, it's time for y'all to get out of your hot tubs. Your fingers and toes are going to be pruning up. So I got to go out here and make sure that these people are able to get out of their hot tubs and dry off. And we've got porta potties lined up out on the railing outside for them to change in. Really? I wish you could see. Hey, there's no show on Thursday. We'll be back next Tuesday with the Blue Plate Special. And then next Thursday, Monica Early, our chief of protocol for Wisdom Harbor, will be on board. Leslie Ann, why don't you come in next Thursday too? Hang out with Monica. Thank you guys. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.